It's a great time to help others understand our perspective and a step-by-step approach to tasks and issues. Aries, your attention to detail is excellent at the start of the day. A Mercury-Saturn trine offers a sense of trust through communications with relatives, acquaintances, friends, or even yourself. Positive feedback can fuel your motivation to do your best. As the day advances, the energies change dramatically. With Mercury square Neptune, you can be more sensitive to imbalances in your environment, including situations that are too messy and hectic. There may be a questioning of plans as minor weaknesses come to light. A conversation or news received now can be misleading, and it's probably best to let time do its thing. Taurus, the energies of the first half of the day encourage pragmatic thinking. You might decide to deal with something you've left hanging or put on the shelf, and that's satisfying. Conversations can be constructive, and you can learn a trick or two to help you achieve your goals. Unearthing opportunities is more straightforward than usual, and you benefit from a clear and bright mindset. However, as the day advances, a Mercury-Neptune square can confuse. Creative and imaginative activities are likely to fare much better than physical activities. Still, it's a good idea to be vigilant when dealing with the latter. Although you were more objective about your financial situation, talents and resources, the facts are unlikely to be apparent later today. Wishful thinking about something you believe is impossible or unachievable, or fear can skew your perceptions. Letting the demands of others put too much pressure on you or beating around the bush exhausts you. Quiet activities suit you perfectly and tend to bring out the best in you just at the moment. Gemini, early in the day, you quickly identify priorities and focus on them. You might be motivated to pursue a dream, project, or endeavor close to your heart. Life may not be colorful in the first part of the day, but reliability can be a great comfort, and it's a good idea to put in some organizational effort. Your imagination grows as the day progresses, but perhaps too much, and it's best to avoid overdoing or underdoing a situation. It may not be easy to see professional or reputation issues. Try to use your imagination constructively by focusing on positive outcomes, but remember that it is best not to immediately act on plans and ideas. Use this day more to imagine possibilities without jumping to conclusions. Cancer, early in the day, a Mercury-Saturn transit is good for improving and securing your life in small ways, and it feels good to do so. You are looking for results rather than ideas in the first half of the day, and you prefer to channel your mental energies into something worthwhile or substantial. You are likelier to have remarkably accurate perceptions about an unfinished business issue. Behind-the-scenes work can thrive. While paying attention to detail helps, things fade as the day progresses. There can be a lot of play on your perceptions and beliefs, and you might be tempted to turn a blind eye to an issue you don't want to face just yet. Mercury and Neptune form a square, and it is better to try harder to avoid glossing over important details. Try to rate a question that sounds too good to be confirmed before betting on it now. If you feel anxious about your routine but need to put things in order, which is very likely now, consider modestly meeting both of these needs. Leo, a Mercury-Saturn trine influencing the first half of the day, gives you confidence. You could benefit from organized reflection. A strengthening and supportive alliance or conversation that boosts your confidence and optimism can figure prominently. As the day progresses, you take a completely different route. Wishful thinking can interfere with one's view of a situation, especially regarding emotional attachments, relationships, and finances. Now is not the time to be blind with money, especially when it comes to other people handling it. Neptune in your 8th solar house challenges Mercury, and it's best to keep up to date with what's going on with resources. You may need to draw boundaries with people if they push your limits. Or, you recognize the need to take better care of your spiritual needs before moving forward with your goals, and this is all the more likely because you have forgotten to seek inspiration lately. If you're feeling a bit exhausted, you may need some new inspiration. Try not to let a temporary lack of direction discourage you. Instead, try taking a break or clearing your mind a bit. Virgo, in the first half of the day, a Mercury-Saturn aspect brings you confidence. Your responsible side is honored, mainly through your work, services or leadership. A sense of mission or purpose increases your productivity. You can focus on making long-term plans, or you're on track with your tasks, routines, work, or health. As the day progresses, your interactions may be confusing, or you may feel somewhat out of sync with someone as Mercury forms a square with Neptune. Be vigilant if you trust someone or something, or try to reserve judgment on a matter until more information surfaces. Instead, this transit may make you want to escape some of your duties, or there may be fog or something in the air that impacts your career or direction. Feeling drained of energy or enthusiasm is temporary and reminds you to take a break or rest more. It could help you restore your vision, or you could find a new source of inspiration. Libra, with Mercury and Saturn in harmony, you want to get on the right track in the first half of the day. Focusing on what is doable will do wonders for you, even if it means making a little progress rather than big wins. Sharing your ideas or your vision with others, teaching and studying can be productive. Taking things step by step will benefit you the most. Or, you might decide to focus on a particular project and make solid progress with it. As the day progresses, energies change, and the desire to experience something more than the ordinary can suddenly arise. However, a Mercury-Neptune transit can mess with your perceptions if you aren't careful or aware of it. Honor your need to learn and know more, but be extra vigilant if life circumstances keep you in situations where you need to pay close attention to detail. Misleading information can circulate you, and the tendency to forget or overlook things is high. Consider that discontent may be rooted in need for more fulfilling, creative, or imaginative work. Allow time and space, if you can, for artistic activities or relaxation. Scorpio, in the first part of the day, a Mercury-Saturn transit helps you see things as they are and not what you wish or fear. A sense of emotional strength helps sustain you. There is an attraction to what is below the surface or hidden in plain sight, and you can take pleasure in trying to figure things out or solve a mystery. A dilemma can resolve itself or seem to resolve itself. This transit is beneficial for clarifying an emotional, intimate, or family problem. Loans or ways to improve life at home can be considered. However, as the day advances, Mercury forms a square with Neptune, and it can feel like things are on hold, especially regarding money, support, and relationships, putting you in a state of uncertainty. Ideally, this becomes a good time for a rejuvenating break. Consider that unachievable thing can easily distort your perceptions and decisions under the influence of this transit, and it is better to put your imagination to use in more creative, stimulating and productive ways. Sagittarius, early in the day, a Mercury-Saturn transit helps improve your thinking or communications, especially in one-to-one relationships. There may be a constructive conversation or session with someone that helps organize your thoughts or puts you in a more pragmatic and realistic frame of mind. Someone could be a great sounding board for your ideas. Focusing on a project or writing down your thoughts can have positive effects. Problems are best solved logically, step by step, and in an organized manner. The more you manage the details and tune into the facts, the more valuable and practical ideas and plans emerge. However, as the day progresses, this changes. Mercury is heading into a square with Neptune, and there may be some lack of clarity. It's an excellent time to imagine new ideas, but more ideal to have answers or concrete commitments. There can be mixed signals and offbeat rhythms and situations in relationships. It may be best to let go of a need for definitive signs or answers because you're better off enjoying the moment and taking a rejuvenating break. You may need more relaxation right now. Capricorn, early in the day, you pay more attention to details, work, health and problem solving. Small jobs and tasks are more focused. You are less inclined to think about the big picture or do long-term planning as you focus on your daily business and routines in the first half of the day. Logical answers to questions satisfy the most, and organizing your thinking is soothing. However, as the day progresses, the signals are much less clear. This is a time to be open to possibilities, but the energies are not ideal for blocking or ending things. If you forgot to nurture your emotional healing needs, you might feel drained or unmotivated with Mercury forming a square with Neptune. It's not easy to stay mentally on track, and it may be best to give yourself a break from thinking and planning. Aquarius, diving into a project that requires attention to detail is satisfying early in the day. Even if the conversations aren't particularly colorful, they can be helpful and informative. Keeping it simple and organized works best for now. Applying yourself to constructive activities or hobbies can help you set your priorities. The energies of the day change dramatically as it progresses. Unachievable things, or fear, can skew your perceptions. The square of Mercury to Neptune tends to blur boundaries, and people can sidestep or overlook details or the truth. Review all your tasks, and if you're up to date, permit yourself to have fun. Wait before making big decisions, mainly related to heart affairs and financial affairs. You may need to take a break from overthinking. Watch for a tendency to borrow to satisfy a temporary desire in the future. If not, take a break and reconsider or rethink your plans. With a Mercury-Saturn transit influencing early today, Pisces focuses on common sense and the desire for a plan or strategy. It's an excellent time to organize or do something productive behind the scenes. Concentrate on what you can do to improve your personal life can be calming and uplifting. You feel better if you take responsibility. There may be an upbeat show of support through good advice or reliability. You feel emotionally prepared to deal with issues you would generally prefer to avoid or put off. A pragmatic approach will benefit you in business. Yet as the day progresses, the energies shift, and confusion or lack of clarity may arise with family or regarding domestic matters. With logical Mercury in a challenging aspect with Neptune in your sign, interactions today can become unclear or open. Someone might be pushing for an answer, but you might not feel ready to make that statement or commitment. While it can be frustrating to be uncertain about a subject, it can also be an opportunity to look for inconsistencies in plans. Redirecting your thinking is a process that can bring you closer to your spiritual needs, ideals, and personal dreams. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for daily horoscopes.